Hello and welcome to the Early Years Staff Meeting Podcast with Sarah, Keely and Steph, the place where you can listen, learn and laugh with us about all things early years.
Hello.
Hello.
We're back. Another week.
We're back in the cupboard.
Back in the cupboard. So this week on the Early Years Staff Meeting, we are doing a part 2 of our routines. So we'll be doing a little bit of a deep dive. We've got an apologies to start us off with, and then we're moving on to our mindful moment, which is about getting snuggly, and it's Hygge.
Hygge knows if we're saying it right.
So
before we start, Sarah, I've got to check something.
Yeah.
Are we actually recording?
Yeah, we are. Look, red light.
Okay. Because you turn those buttons.
No, they're to mute us.
Thank you.
During the
I just
beginning.
needed to double check that before we went ahead.
That's the red light on.
Okay, red light's on.
Oh, that sounds rude.
Yeah, it does. The sign's on the door and we're in the cupboard.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, to start off, we have an apologies. It's just you and I again.
Unfortunately, it's just the two of us.
It's just, you and I. My voice is back.
Yeah, you're not sounding quite as sultry.
No sexy voice anymore. But yeah, my normal voice.
But there's a lot of lurgy going around at the moment. So if I do cough,
yeah,
it's because I'm coughed at on a regular basis.
Yes.
A lot of lurgies going around.
There is. Yeah, and we're going to find space. So I look forward to receiving that in about a week.
You'll be back. Sexy Sarah will be back. Okay. So we last episode we sort of did the who, what, how, why, didn't we, of routines? Yeah. So if you haven't caught up on that one,
check it out.
Catch up on that one.
So we did start off by doing sort of a deep dive into snack, didn't we?
We sort of digressed into a deep dive about snack.
But there are sort of other routines within the routine, the main routine, that I think often cause a bit of issues. They sometimes a bit controversial. It's difficult to know when these transitions should occur. So if we start off with good old carpet time. So for us in our setting, we teach everything in a skills-based way, whether that's physical skills or knowledge skills. And we have a carpet time. And we have 3 carpet times during the day. One's for skills, then it'll be phonics, and then maths in the afternoon. So, and obviously we're aware that not all settings run it like that. Some are a little bit more prescriptive and have sit downs, and others are not. So it's about, again, going back to your ethos and about finding time to talk in your team and look at the children's needs and discuss how you're going to deliver your main input and what is right for the children.
And we do it that way because it gives us the maximum amount of time. We're top and tailing the carpet, the main play session, so that the children are able to spend most of their time in the provision, which is where they should be.
Yeah. So obviously, depending at the beginning of the year, those carpet sessions are very short and sweet, like they are at the moment.
And they remain short and sweet in nursery, let me tell you.
So, and then as the terms progress, it gets longer as their listening and attention skills get better. How are you doing your carpet times in nursery? How many are you having?
So I've just introduced, I think I did say this last week a little bit. We've just introduced doing one in the morning as well. So just after they come in, before they get too deeply involved in their play, we just stop them for a carpet, because what I found was by not having that carpet session in the morning, as good as it is to let them come in and just get busy and get playing, if there were skills to model, you were kind of waiting until So if you're adding something new, you kind of want to add that in the morning, first thing. So for example, like we've had quite a few enhancements this week where we've had sort of fireworks and things like that. So I've been able to model it to the children so they can go off and use it. But then the same, that we don't have one in the afternoon. So I do have to consider children that are only coming in the afternoon and offering them sort of something slightly different, a different time, and just catching up with them. But we don't have many children that only come for the afternoon, so it's working out okay.
Yeah.
And do one before lunch. So it's just having that really lovely long time in the middle. To play, and I use lots of visuals. I have a little dinger. I have a little dinger for attention, like ding. I think it's like a chime bar thing.
Okay.
And I do love that because it's a nice gentle sound, but sometimes you can ding it softly, and then if you need to if the noise is quite loud, you need to just to get their attention really, and it's just
there's a lot of children, isn't there?
Yeah, I've used that for a few years actually. I used to use it in reception as well. It's just a nice gentle sound.
It's very much like Grease. Ding, ding, ding,
yeah,
ding.
yeah, but it's just one note. I've only got one. So it's just ding. And the children like grabbing that as well and playing with it. So it's just about using those strategies, I think, to make your carpet times repetitive so the children know exactly what to expect.
Yeah, of course. And our carpet times are the same time every day. They always happen. Skills first thing, phonics before lunch, maths straight after lunch when they come in. And it's always like that. Very rarely do we have a change unless there is, we have photographs or today it's flu vaccines. So, but any changes to routine, we let children know. It goes up on our visual timetable. We
try and preempt it.
We do. And talking to those children that would really find that very tricky, really making sure that they understand that it is all going to be okay, and they're still going to get to have their play when they want to have their play. Yeah,
I've taught children before who, if we made a change to the routine, they felt like they were missing out on some of their play, and it took me to sort of go through the visual timetable to show them, actually, look, we're getting the same amount of playing time. You're not losing any playing time.
It's just swapped around.
And then they were okay with that. Yeah.
And that's really important. And that just comes because you know your children. So that is our carpet times. I think also it needs to be said about interventions. They are different to carpet times. And we are firmly believe that we do not pull children out of their play for interventions as much as possible. And if we do have to do that, it's giving them chance to have a play. So maybe do it maybe an hour in, so they've had a chance to have a good play to get it out of their system, and anything that needs saving can be saved and they can come back to it afterwards. But we really try not to do interventions that way. We try and almost differentiate our skills teaching and have our adults come out whilst we're doing our teaching, so everyone is doing a task at carpet time.
And we do have some interventions that run, but I think within them the routine in them is the same as well. So like the TA would use an objective reference to call them out, and the children are actually looking forward. So they don't actually mind. Once they've attended a couple, they know something special is going to happen. They're going to get to do some special activity, and they're quite happy. So it's developing that security through the routine of that if you have got to pull them out.
And also, interventions are not worksheet based for us.
Absolutely not.
They're not basically I hate to say it, but a dumber version of what we've done in the class. They are usually speech and language interventions or some emotional coaching kind of interventions, and they're literally all through play within a group. So just a little caveat there, didn't you?
No, we're not pulling them out to do
worksheets.
Absolutely not.
So that's carpet time. Another very chaotic moment of the day is tidy up time.
Love a bit of tidy up time, I do.
So I think over the years, we started off with the tidy up music. a bit of tidy up rumba.
Yeah, and you'd put the tidy up song on, and the children just knew it was tidy up time. There was no need to stop them because you just put the music on and they knew automatically.
They did. But some of our sensory children would find the tidy
noise,
up, the noise so overwhelming that they would create their own noise, and that would then stop your supporting of tidying up because you were dealing with their issues of noise. Also, some children would just get really hyped up by the music, where we've had some really chilled play. You'd put the music on and it's their cue to be a little bit silly, mess around, dance around. And I think we sort of have moved away from the tidy up rumba.
We have, yeah. We tried something new, didn't we, with our tidy up time last year. We did some. I think some of us did some training, and it was about all the maths. And I think we mentioned this last week as well, that there's loads of mathematical opportunities within tidy up time. But actually what you need to do to get the most of those opportunities is, instead of making it in this frantic, quick, tidy up, put that away.
We've got 5 minutes, go.
It's slowing it down. So, we started tidying up a little bit earlier, like maybe 5 minutes earlier or something. Or did we push the carpet? I think we actually pushed the carpet time back, didn't we? Because we were like, right, this is what's right for the children, actually, not to cut their play off early, but we'll cut the carpet time down, and just spending a little bit longer doing the tidying up with the children, so it becomes more of a problem solving activity. And last year, I don't think you've implemented this yet in reception.
Not yet. We will do.
But you will. And it is to give children a specific job. So we had a jobs board and we had all the areas of the classroom.
Yeah.
And the children would then be allocated to an area, and they would become an expert at tidying up that area. So then it became a more efficient tidy up time, because, say, for example, putting the blocks away was quite a tricky job.
It is.
Because you've got to find all
even with shadowing.
Yeah, with the shadowing.
Take time.
So, but once you had children that were experts at that, they knew exactly where to put it.
They did it so quickly.
And they could sort of help each other, and then we'd swap them around so that they could become new experts. And it just became a bit more of an enjoyable time.
Yeah.
But it's always the time when people come in the room, isn't it? Because I was just thinking yesterday, obviously we're not quite there yet in nursery, because we still have children that don't understand the concept of tidy up. So it's, we're picking things up and we're putting them back away where they go. And we have photographs and we have labelling and all those lovely things to help them. But they still are not quite there yet. Some children are great at tidying up and others are not. And that was the moment that the school improvement advisor,
of course,
came through my classroom.
Always.
So
Ofsted liked to do it too. I think we had it at Ofsted, didn't we?
Ofsted came in during we were really lucky that we had
tidying up, and they have to be there.
We were really lucky that we were able to be quite prescriptive about where Ofsted went and at what time. So I was expecting Ofsted at one particular time, and they came in 5 minutes early or something while we were tidying up, and I just had to right, what are you doing to tidy up? Suddenly had to sort out the children that were rolling around doing cartwheels instead of putting things away. So we just had that yesterday, but while I was sitting in the middle of the home corner, I think I was covered in blankets or something like that.
Nice.
And I made a cake, didn't I? Do you know my cake?
I do know your cake.
So I made a foam cake, because the children have really been into birthdays. So I made them this foam birthday cake.
Foam out of sponge foam, not as in edible foam.
No, yeah, or and I think people are probably imagining something really elaborate. It was this. What do you call them? Scourers. It was scourers with some buttons on, and I was very proud of this cake. And it was a bit of a Instagram versus reality one. Saw this on Pinterest and nailed it. One of those. I should actually share the picture.
I think you should share it.
And the children just they played with it, but they destroyed it.
Did they pick the sponge apart by any
Someone's today we noticed there's a little tooth print in it. So somebody actually thought, it was is
it's
it
actually
cake?
real. It's like
It
that.
was
It's
real.
like that Netflix show. Is it cake?
And they actually tried to eat it. So yeah, I think that's what I was doing yesterday. Anyway, we digress.
So something that has been also revolutionary with tidy up time is part of our rules, which is like our mantra, is we had some Anna Epgrave training. Anna Epgrave is the in the moment planning lady. If you're not aware of who she is, she's an amazing inspirational lady, so definitely check her out. But we had training with her some years ago, and she taught us the mantra: choose it, use it, put it away. And actually, every time children get all the blocks out or the train track out, and then they suddenly try to disappear, you go, actually, no, you need to come back, choose it, use it, and now put it away. And it's ingrained in everything. I think I dream it. And it does work because the children know that if they try and scarp her without tidying up, that they are going to get pulled back, and we are going to say, choose it, use it, put it away. And children are doing that without being asked now. They are choosing, using, and remember to put it away
and
afterwards.
we use sign language for that as well.
We do.
Just to reinforce it. And it's one of our golden rules.
It is. We should post our golden rules, really. So, yeah, we'll post our golden rules because we have 4 rules. Being kind, sharing, being safe, choose it, use it, put it away. And
that's it, you've said them all.
Yeah, I've said them all, yeah. So they are our mantras. We say that over and over again. It embeds everything that we do when we're interacting with children. So yeah, that's been very revolutionary. Okay, and then probably the last sort of transitioning kind of time is home time.
Oh dear.
This is not your favourite time,
no,
is it?
I've never nailed home time. If anyone has any tips on smooth home times, please send them in our way.
The children are ready to go home. They want to see their special adults. They want to go home, and it's the getting of the stuff, isn't it? The book bags, the coats, the water bottles, the artwork, all the junk.
Checking their tray.
Yeah. Some letters to go out.
Yeah.
Story to be read. And that is very difficult. Some years, if children are finding it tricky to get all of their things, I've had a list, like a pictorial list on the board, and I've had a coat, a water bottle, and I'll keep saying, check the list. Does the things in front of you match the list on the board? Have you got your water bottle? Have you got your coat? Have you got your jumper? Have you got your artwork? And that has worked for some year groups. Others, not so.
So I've got something very similar. I've got a little mini, visual timetable for getting ready to go home, and I use that, and it's got the pictures, and it is slowly we're getting faster. We've actually got time for a story some days. It's amazing. At the end of the day, we get to the end of the day and I'm like, yes, we've actually we're getting there, but then we've had a lot of children off sick, so maybe it's just that
the volume's lower, so it's quicker.
But it is just, isn't it, about that calm. If we're calm, the children are calm, they pick up on us. So sometimes it's taking a deep breath and just chilling out. And just, that repetitive, it's going to be the same. We've got to do the same steps. And eventually it does go in and sometimes it's individual children that need that. So I've had children in the past that really struggle with sort of processing information. It might mean that they need a little picture that's actually right in front of them to help them to get their things ready to go home. I've used strategies like that before as well.
I think it's also important that their stuff stays in the same place and that there is a place for all of their stuff. So we have a box that has cardigans because children get hot. They don't stay on pegs because their coats are so bulky, so it goes in the box. And then at the end of the day, we hand them out, or the children find them. Usually we hand them out because they've got no names on them, and sometimes you have to do the sniff check. Yeah, that's definitely hers. But if making sure their stuff stays in the same place, and there is a place for all of their things, and they know how to access it. It does make it so much easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tidy up times. No, home times are very chaotic, especially because you're on the clock.
Yeah.
Some things you can kind of let go, but parents do get a little bit irate if you're late.
Parents do get cross, and understandably so. I mean, as a parent, I don't mind if you come out a few minutes late. In fact, I normally time the school run to just get there right. So I'm right at the back of the line, so I don't have to wait for very long.
No.
But no, absolutely, it is one of those things, isn't it? It's like it's kind of the least that you can do is get them out on time, and with their coat on, with their.
And also, some children that can only do a one-step instruction, you can get your TA to start them off first, so they've got a bit of a head start. I've had that with groups of children before, and because you want them to feel successful, you don't want to feel as though you're going, right now, get this, come on, get this, because they feel rushed and they won't learn anything if they're feeling really rushed. So it's
I think you're right. I think that's true. We've got to, even if it's like you start early and then you build up and you make it like later and later, because it's that pressure, isn't it?
It is.
They pick up on it.
They do, and they feel our stress. We feel their stress. Okay, so
right. So I think that's sort of we've
think that's our deep dive.
Deep dove. Is that right? Is that the right grammar into all things routines? But obviously, as with anything, if there's ever anything you'd like us to discuss, any routines, drop us a message and we can discuss it.
On Instagram, or you can email us, theearlierstaffmeeting@gmail.com. We have our own.
We do.
We have our own email account. So you're welcome to drop us a message. Okay, let's have mindful moment.
Now, the mindful moment this week, because we've had a change of weather, we've had a change of temperature.
That lovely warm sun that just seemed to linger.
That summer that lasted forever, and it was never going to get cold, and it's finally starting to get darker and colder in the evenings.
Yeah, and the wind.
Yeah, we've had some pretty strong.
Storm Kieran.
This week for our mindful moment, we were just going to reflect on what we do to be more Hygge. I don't know if we're saying that right still. Hygge.
I think it's Hygge, yeah.
Hygge, which is, if those of you are not aware, it's a sort of a Scandinavian, I believe, approach to life, and it's all about warmth and comfort and sort of soothing. It's about nature and bringing nature indoors.
It's a feeling, isn't it?
Yeah,
we have talked about it at more length in the past, but it is a feeling.
It's like that warm. It's like a warm soup, I suppose. Soup for the soul.
It is, yeah.
Yes. So what do you do to be Hygge in the winter?
So
Sarah,
recently, because we've had Halloween, I've grown little mini pumpkins in my garden. Of course I have. And they've been up on my mantelpiece. And I've had my lovely candles on. And I do actually have a proper fire. So I have an open fire, not a log burner, a proper old-fashioned open fire, which my children have been enjoying. As one of my children has said, I love warming my bottom on it. There is a fire guard. Just want to make that clear. There is a fire guard. But it's for us as a family, it's something that when my husband comes home, he's literally pyromaniac starting that fire.
Yeah.
So it is really nice, and the candles as well. Turning the lights down. Yeah. That's my
your little Hygge.
My little Hygge.
I feel like I'm kind of similar, but probably not just not as wholesome. So it's a little bit more like just have to get in, put your pajamas. If you're not having to go out, put your pajamas on, get the children to put their pajamas on, and just sort of snuggle under the blankets. We've got sort of a sofa that's like a corner sofa, and we have a puff that we bring over, so like the whole family can sit and put our feet up.
Is it like a big bed? Because does it fit in?
Almost.
Yeah,
it's not quite that big, but we can all fit on, and it's fine, the four of us. So just like snuggling up under the blankets, putting a film on, a cup of tea, something sweet to eat. Yeah. And that's it.
Nice.
I just feel like in the winter, you kind of want to reward yourself with these like cozy moments to get you through when you're feeling tired.
Especially as we're about to hit the dreaded sea season.
We are,
and like it's very hectic. I very much look forward to my like creature comforts at home and just feeling really snuggly. Yeah.
So I think it's like your social life and your experiences go through like seasonal changes, don't they? So like at the moment it's all about just being warm indoors and until the spring. So that's it, sort of hibernation in a way.
It is like hibernation, but I love it. I think I'm quite a hermit. I think I hibernate too long. I need waking up earlier.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Right. Well, I think that probably brings us to this end of this week's podcast. Sarah, do you want to do a call to arms?
Yes. Please check us out on Instagram and TikTok. We also have a website. If you like what we do, please click follow.
Can I just do a shout out that some people have actually shared us?
I know, and that's been so...
And we are so... And I don't know if they want to be named, so we won't name them.
No.
But somebody is sort of sharing us on their story. Somebody shared us on our story, and we were like, oh my goodness.
It means the world to us because it means someone's listening.
Yes, someone's listening and thinks it's worth sharing. So that's, it's so lovely. And then somebody else was passing us up, sort of recommending us to other people. So, thank you. And
we also had a lovely lady say that she appreciates everything that we do. We had a message as well to say that they appreciate all of our work. So it just means absolute everything because we've always wanted to do a podcast, but it's having your voice heard and knowing that what you say actually does some good to people. So please, that's
and we know we've got some regular listeners as well that listen to everyone, so shout out to all our regulars. You know who you are.
Exactly. Some of our lovely team as well who do support us. That does mean the world to us, so thank you. Check us out on socials.
We're trying to get better.
And click follow on your however you're listening to your podcast. Add us. It does loads for our reach and how we get noticed on all of the platforms. So we really appreciate that. But hunker down, get warm. I think there's more storms to come, and we hope to be podcasting very soon.
Yeah.
Right. See you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.